All right, y'all, so here we are at part 2, okay? Now we are going to be writing it in standard form. We already wrote it in vertex form. So that standard form equation that our answer needs to be in at the end is ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? So we just found our vertex form, which is f of x or y equals negative 3x plus 5 squared plus 8. Now I'm going to show you how to solve this using how to solve this, come on words, in order to write it in standard form. As you see, okay, we have negative 3, which is being multiplied by x plus 5, but x plus 5 is being squared. We know that when we square something, squaring something means to multiply it by itself twice, okay? So, and we've seen this before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this, but x plus 5 squared means to multiply x plus 5 times x plus 5. So now I'm going to write x plus 5 times x plus 5. Cool? And then I'm going to bring down that plus 8. All right? So again, squared means I'm going to separate it into two expressions. Now, there's two ways you can solve this expression here with multiplying these binomials, okay? So we need to multiply these binomials, am I right? Multiply. They're touching that secret multiplication, sneaky multiplication. So we need to multiply those two terms. You can use distributive property, which we talked about in class, or you can use the box method, which we talked about in class, okay? I'm going to show both because of this video. You can choose your preference when you're solving in your independent practice and guided practice problems, okay? So I am going to take x plus 5 times x plus 5, and I'm going to use distributive property first. So I'm going to multiply x times x and get x squared. I'm going to multiply x times 5, and I'm going to get 5x. I'm going to then multiply 5 times x and get 5x as well. Remember that 1 is in front of x. And then 5 times 5, that's plus 25. And I hope I didn't crowd those numbers. Okay? Then here, combine like terms, 5 plus 5. This is now x squared plus 10x plus 25. Okay? That's going to be our new expression once we multiply these two terms. Okay? We're trying to get rid of those parentheses. We want to get our equation in standard form, so we need to get rid of those parentheses. You can also do this using the box method. So this is distribute. And then we're going to use box method. So if you use box method, you draw your small box. You put your first binomial on the top. You put your second binomial on the side. We multiply in our box. We add our like terms. And then we get our same equation. Okay? So again, any method works with multiplying this, whatever is comfortable for you and whatever you will be able to master, okay? So now that we multiplied those terms, we are going to continue to write this problem. So I'm going to, there's still f of x equals right there. We're going to bring down the negative 3. We haven't touched it. But instead of x plus 5 times x plus 5, I'm now going to have the x squared plus 10x plus 25 in the problem, and then I'm going to bring down that plus 8. Okay, any number we have not used, we always bring down. We don't worry about it. We don't touch it. Let me just put f of x here for clarity. Cool. Now we're almost done because look, we still have parentheses. This is still not in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. But we know what to do when we see a number in front of the parentheses. We use the distributive property. Correct. We already knew that. So I'm going to distribute negative 3 to every term in the parentheses. Distributing means to multiply. It's kind of like already there. So I'm going to use my calculator to multiply these numbers. I have negative 3 times x. So that's going to turn into negative 3x squared. I have negative 3 times 10. That's going to be negative 30. Don't forget your x. And then I have negative 3 times 25. And that is negative 75. And again, bring down your plus 8. Cool? And this equals f of x. And I'm going to turn it to y right now because f of x is a lot to write. But we're still not all the way done. Why? Well, we have an ax squared term. Negative 3x looks like ax squared. We have a b term, negative 30x, that looks like bx. But there's supposed to be only one c term, only one number that does not have a variable. Here we have two. We have negative 75 and 8. Well, what do we do with like terms? We add them. So now our equation is going to be y equals, or f of x equals, negative 3x squared minus 30x, and then negative 75 plus 8, because that is a negative 75, is negative 67. So we're going to subtract 67. So now we have our final equation in standard form. Okay? Zoom in on that. So again, just like in this second part of the video, if you have not understood something was unclear, you forgot how I went through that step, please pause, rewind, make sure you're jotting these notes down for yourself, saving this video, liking and subscribing to the video so you can go back to it, having the link open so that you can be able to solve your future problems without any errors, and or coming to office hours, Google hours, text hours, whichever you need in order to get your help. All right? Here we go.